Hi, so we're here today with DJ Mr. Biggs from Hot97Boston, and I've had an opportunity to work with him on a couple other projects, and I've never had a chance to really get to know who he is or what really kind of got him started. So that's what we're going to go into today. Thank you for coming out tonight.
Of course, no problem. Anything for publicity.
So one of the questions that I wanted to ask you was what made you get into DJing?
Really kind of like, what's that movie, Love and Hip Hop, or what is it with Tay Diggs and Sanaa Lathan?
I think it's Love and Hip Hop. Love and Basketball?
Nah. That's not Tay Diggs. That's with the other dude. But anyway, basically the love of the music, man. I had an ill boombox back in the day, you know what I'm saying, and just listening to it on the boombox, listening to Cherry Bomb on 88.9, and then she would bring in some fly New York DJs, and I was like, yo, I want to do that right there, and then just getting the music, having my boombox and being able to play everything on live. And like, you know what I'm saying, just being fresh, and the next thing you know, one thing led to another. Plus I was kind of a bad kid, so I was always in the crib. Mm-hmm. So it was like, what else can you do in the crib besides make music? I made music, you know what I'm saying? Next thing you know, it was DJing. So
were you one of those, were you drumming it out on the table?
Nah, I had my boombox, so I had the joint like this big, you know what I'm saying, like the big joint. The heavy joint, you know what I'm
the
saying?
Shoulder one.
Yeah, the one with the two tape decks on top, the subwoofers below. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I mean, having that, and then Mom Dukes always had the ill stereo equipment. So, I used to take her stuff, and then just kind of really go from there.
How long have you been DJing for? That long, huh?
I'm trying to think. Like, I say 16 years. Yeah, you can say 16 because I did like beat making and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I had the drum machines, I had the keyboards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I did my 6th grade dance.
Was that your first event?
Nah, because I did community center parties.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? No, wasn't my 6th grade dance? 8th grade, so I say about 7th to 8th grade, you know what I'm saying? So that's been a while. I graduated high school in '98.
Ooh.
So you know what I'm saying? So I started when it was raw, like NWA was just popping, express yourself. Like, I started when it was like a culture shock of music. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Run DMC days was cool, but there wasn't too much popping. In like '88, there was only about a handful of artists. Everybody else trying to sound like them. Mm-hmm. Like, I started off when the South had a vibe. You had Outkast, you know what I'm saying. You had the whole Sir Mix, the whole Sir Rap-A-Lot label popping off. You had Trick Daddy popping off, and you had the West Coast popping off. You had the East Coast popping off, and that's when music was the best. You had a variety, you know what I'm saying. Like, the Southern record companies would give me so much music when I started vinyl. Mm-hmm. But before then, I was DJing with tapes. You know what I'm saying?
How hard was that to do?
Now you just...
How do you do that?
See, what you do is you have 2 tape decks. And I had a Radio Shack mixer. You know what I'm saying? My mother had to get me into something, yo. It was either the streets, like, legitly serious. I was grounded so much that I'd be grounded for the whole summer. You know what I'm saying? So it was either the streets, banging it out in the streets, or that's what a lot of people don't know. That's why they say, why you so calm? Because I'm like, yo, I know where things can go. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, either you do the street thing, or either I was doing the DJ thing, making the beats. So it was just like, either I was going to go hang out on the corner. I'm from the suburbs, so there wasn't too much to do. Mm-hmm. But either get in trouble, play sports. I played the sports, you know what I'm saying? But sports can only take you for so long. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man. And then I got into making beats. I had, bought Pro Tools. I did all that stuff, yo. You know what I'm saying? I've been hustling since day one to get my equipment. You know what I'm saying? It's not like now where you could just, get a laptop and have Serato and stuff like that. But I like the new technology. You know what I'm saying? It makes getting money easier. You know, because we wouldn't be able to do this right here like this if it wasn't for the new technology.
What would you say is probably your favorite instrument of
I would say
creating
turntables.
music?
Oh, creating music, the computer, man. I went to Emerson, so you know, I was amazed, yo. You know what I'm saying? That building right by the movie theaters over there on Tremont Street has nothing but studios in it. You know, so you see the radio station, but every other floor, except for like the first 2 floors after that, are classrooms. But you know, everything else is like studios throughout the whole building. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have what they had now. You know what I'm saying? Back then it was just like 4 buildings downtown.
Wow.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? They had the theater, that building, another building, and the dorms on the other side of the park, but that was it. That's all Emerson had. You know what I'm saying? They didn't have those skyscrapers and all that other stuff. They didn't have all that. So.
Ooh. So we're gonna get a chance to put a little bit on this table really quick, and I got a few more questions to ask DJ Mr. Biggs from Hot 97 Boston. First, before we, what are you repping yourself as?
I don't know.
Besides Hot 97, I know there's something else.
Yeah. So I mess around with the Mix Kings. That's
Mix
Drew,
Kings.
That's Drew Nice's crew. And I have my own crew, Two Non-Stop DJs. But they're all college graduates.
Okay.
We was all, you know what I'm saying, in college when we popped off, so they ain't really around no more.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They all got
They're
families
whack.
and married and all this other stuff. I mean, they just moved on. It was really a hobby for them. You know what I'm saying? For me, it was like I was making money when I first started off, because I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't joke around. Like it was a hobby, but I was determined to be just like what I heard on the radio. You know what I'm saying?
The radio DJs.
Yeah, so it was like I had to go to Emerson. I went to Emerson. Wasn't nothing really at Emerson for radio, and they tell you that everything is film. It's not even really made for TV. Everything there is mainly about film. That's where they get, you know, most of their biggest, you know, drawback from their alumni. It's films. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, man. I mean.
Before you go any further, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Thank you for coming back. We're here once again with DJ Biggs from Hot 97 Boston. Going to be asking him a few more questions before he has to run out of here and probably go to some gig that he's doing. He stays busy.
Yeah.
But a few other questions I had for you before we actually start asking a few questions from the audience. I wanted to know, how long have you been working on the station?
It's like 3 years. 3 years. Yeah, about 3 years. 3 years.
When you first started, were you nervous, or did you go in confident, knowing what you were doing, or?
No, I was going in confident because I was working on another station, and I got a chance to really spread my wings on that station because I was able to do pretty much whatever I wanted. They just said trust me because my background record, you know, working at concerts, you know, doing car shows and being in front of thousands of people, you know what I'm saying, just really being able to control, and the fact that I'm an audio guy too, you know what I'm saying, I've done everything pretty much, radio, TV, film, engineering. You know, I'm not just like a DJ that only knows how to put a needle on a record, you know what I'm saying, I can break down why it's phono, you know what I'm saying, why the sound is coming from that record. A lot of people can't. They don't really know, like, in order to be successful in this career, you need to, you know pretty much what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You just can't buy records and buy a turntable and buy needles and screw the needle in and do that. You're not going to be successful. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there that's what's holding them back, the fact that they don't have no technology. They don't know the technology behind the DJing. You know, so, yeah.
So going into the station, you were confident, and
yeah, I was confident, and they trusted me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it pretty much, you know, they just knew I knew what I was doing. And then sometimes you butt heads with people because they feel like they know what they're doing, but you know, you just respect the fact that, you know, they care about the craft as much as you, and you care about the craft as much as them. So
do you have any artists that recruit you to make their beats, and do you get a bunch of artists sending out music to you?
now the labels handle that. Local artists don't do that because they're bougie. They feel like they know everything.
I agree with that.
The one thing about local artists, you have to understand that, okay, R&B music is nothing without a band. Hip hop music or pop music is nothing without a DJ. It is nothing. Your music will never go nowhere if you don't have DJs backing your music. If you're an R&B artist, and that's why you see all these R&B artists, they go out on tours with bands, not DJs. Because your R&B artist is only as good as his band. Mm-hmm. If the band's horrible, it don't matter what your voice sounds like, ain't nobody gonna listen to you. Mm-hmm. If your DJ's horrible, the DJ that's co-signing for you is horrible, nobody's gonna listen to your music. Mm-hmm. Think about Run DMC, Jam Master Jay. You know what I'm saying? NWA was Dr. Dre was their DJ. Dr. Dre was in a group before NWA. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Dre is the one that made all the beats. You know what I'm saying? And it goes down the line. You know what I'm saying? Like Funkmaster Flex, there would not be no Rockefeller without Funkmaster Flex.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There would not be no Fabulous, none of these artists without the DJ Clues. DJ Clues set forth the whole mixtape game. You know what I'm saying? Funkmaster Flex was the first DJ to bring artists, multiple artists on an album. You know what I'm saying?
So DJ Khaled wasn't the first one to do that?
No. DJ Khaled, no.
I just opened a can of worms.
No, I'm saying, nah, DJ Khaled is a hustler, you know what I'm saying? You know, then you got your DJ Dramas that took it to the next level and did all original music. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He was so gangster about it that, you know, he flipped it and was like, yo, he got the record labels. The record labels called the feds on him because he was making so much money off original music with their artists. Mm-hmm. You know.
Ooh. We're here at Victoria's Diner, and the food's coming in, so excited about that. I love to eat.
So, yeah, I mean, you know, that's messed up. You know, a publishing company that makes money off of the music that gets published. You know what I'm saying? Like ASCAP and BMI, they called the feds on DJ Drama because, you know, he might get a Jay-Z or Jadakiss to rap over an original beat, do a mixtape. Because no artists were doing mixtapes. 9/11 messed up a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So the record companies wasn't pushing out music like that. So everybody started to do original music, original mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? DJ Clues and a couple of artists like that. You know, so I mean, you know, that's so like artists themselves, they don't really reach out to you unless you're like my man Chubb that got a good relationship with, you know, top selling artists.
So what would you suggest to any of these new artists out there?
Get to know your DJs, man. Get to know your DJs. And if you don't know what payola is, then you got to learn about it. And I'm not saying to do payola, but you have to learn why payola is illegal. You know what I'm saying? So
I got some homework to do. I need to find out what payola is.
Yeah, payola, yeah, man. Go to them textbooks. You know what I'm saying? You learn how Jay-Z got put on. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's pretty much what it is, yo. You gotta learn. You gotta know who your DJs are. And just, you know, really like invest in yourself. You spent $1,000 on the mix CD. You gotta spend $1,000 on promoting it. You know what I'm saying?
So, one thing I've always wanted to understand.
Yeah.
Can an artist say, here's my CD, I'll give you X number of dollars to play?
That's payola.
Gotcha.
And that's illegal.
Gotcha.
Me being on the radio, that's illegal. You know what I'm saying? It's no different from you going to the radio station, paying the radio station to play your music. You see what I'm saying? That's what payola is.
That doesn't make you a good artist.
Nah, but you know what? That means that And this is what Def Jam did to Jay-Z. They said, look, get on the track with Foxy Brown. She's our artist. We can put our money into Foxy Brown. If you're on the track, then we'll break you. And that ain't no, is what broke Jay-Z. Foxy Brown and Jay-Z.
Have you ever thought about managing any of these artists?
I'd never manage an artist. I would manage like a group, or I would manage like other DJs or like entertainers, but I would never manage a hip-hop artist. There's no money into one artist.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as you get big, the record label is gonna try to squeeze you out. See how many artists that are big now that still got their original managers. You know what I'm saying?
So that's the name of the game.
Yeah, they just squeeze you out. You find it. That's managers become like A&Rs at record labels. You know what I'm saying? They find talent. You know what I'm saying? So there's no money in managing.
So, last question, but I feel it's one of the most important questions. It tells you a lot about a person.
What's up?
What's one of your favorite artists? I want an old school artist and someone now.
Old school artists have to be Tupac, because I can relate to Tupac. You know, I grew up around 5%ers in Nation of Islam. I grew up around, you know, gangbangers. So you understand they struggle. All they want is to be loved, you know what I'm saying? And that's all Tupac. And he really cared about his community, you know what I'm saying? If you understand, like, thugs and all that other stuff, it has nothing to do with violence. It has to do with, you know, love of self-preservation of where you're from. And, you know what I'm saying? I mean, Biggie's cool, but
I agree with Tupac. I'm not.
I mean, I totally understand Tupac's passion and everything. So it'd be Tupac, and then now it would have to be like, I don't know, it would have to be like Jay-Z. I like Jay-Z because he took the game and he's showing a lot of people that, you know, you got to step your game up. You know what I'm saying? You may sell your $1 million in a record company, but, you know, and he did it the same way a businessman would do it. You know what I'm saying? He had the sneakers, bubbled off the sneakers, stopped selling sneakers. He didn't continue to try to keep selling sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Rockaware fell off. He fell off the Rockaware. He's bringing it back. You know what I'm saying? Signed a couple of artists. The whole Rock Nation and Live Nation thing is brilliant. Nowadays, most artists make most of their money off of touring. So he said, okay, cool. I own you. I'm going to give you your money, but I own you. And you can only perform with Rock Nation. You know what I'm saying? Live Nation reserves the Live Nation pretty much books out a venue for 10 years. They have about 100 of them around the country, and only you can do it at these venues. You know what I'm saying? So think about it. House of Blues. You see, Young Money, they went on people don't really realize this. Young Money went on the tour. They only did the House of Blues. Birdman and them and Lil Wayne. That's all they did. Who reserves the House of Blues? Live Nation. Who did Jay-Z go? Who did Lil Wayne go on tour with? Jay-Z like 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't really know what's going on behind the scenes. They're gonna create a law like how they did back in the 60s and 50s with the whole cinemas, the movie theaters, and the movie companies. Because back then the movie companies owned the cinemas. You know what I'm saying? So right now, the record labels, you got one record label, Rock Nation, that's partnered with Live Nation that owns all the venues.
Monopolizing.
Yeah. You know, it's backwards monopolizing. Because I'm partnered with you, but you own Live Nation. You know what I'm saying? That's like your wife owning, you know what I'm saying, all the cinemas, and you owning Warner Brothers and Sony Pictures.
It's all in the family.
Yeah, it's all in the family. So they're gonna make a law about that. Same way they did about radio. You know what I'm saying, with the whole payola thing. Certain TV companies and certain companies can only own so many theaters. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna probably say like, okay, Live Nation, you can't own 100 or 1,000. You can't reserve that because they didn't buy House of Blues. They leased it. So all right, I got a lease on all the House of Blues in America, or the North America, or the East Coast for the next 5 years. That's what they're doing.
That's smart. You can't hate on
You
that.
know what I'm saying? So that's why I say Jay-Z, business wise. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Well, once again, I want to thank you for coming out. Please let everyone know how they can get in contact with you. Where can they hear you? What time can they hear you?
Well, Twitter, the DjMr.Biggs. Trying to step that up. What else? On the radio, Saturday nights, 12 to midnight. No, midnight to 2 a.m. Right after Fat Man School. And Saturday afternoons, 12 to 1. Saturday afternoon. Basically, just keep it locked on Saturdays. The clubs, here and there, man. Things shut down and open up so much. You know what I'm saying?
Get him on Facebook. Follow him.
Yeah. Just type in DjMr.Biggs. I'm reachable.
He's reachable. I was able to reach him, and y'all know I ain't nobody yet. Thanks for my audience for coming out. Thanks, DjMr.Biggs, for coming out. I know he's got to go. I got to go. I'm going to eat. And we'll talk to you guys later. Deuces.